Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another live stream from Fat Ninja. We are here. I turned off the wrong thing, my bad. We are here to talk about our May monthly update stuff. I'm your host, Raging Antibody, and today I've got Jamie and Sarah with me. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
And Steve will be joining us in about half an hour. You know, he's got to work. He works at the Brown Deer Public Library. So if you're in the state of Wisconsin, go visit him. Go rent some books. All right. So first off, big news, obviously, is Sarah here is our newest member. So we want to welcome Sarah to the channel. You know, you guys all be nice to her. You know, don't be mean. And her first video will actually go live on Monday, so the 5th. So be sure to check it out. I forgot what the title of it is called. Let me see here real quick. It will be called 10 Horror Films Where It's All in Your Head. So make sure to check that one out. And there we go, pull my thing back up. All right, and let's get into it right away. So let's talk about films coming out this month. So the first film on our list is Another Simple Favor, which has already actually come out. It came out limited theater run, but also straight to streaming on Prime on May 1st. The film synopsis is Stephanie Smothers agrees to travel to Italy to be the maid of honor for the devious and cunning Emily Nelson. However, she soon suspects Emily's goodwill is part of an elaborate plan for revenge. How you guys have seen the first one, yeah? Or at least one of you has, right?
Yeah.
No.
All right, Jamie,
Yeah,
why don't you recap what happened in the first one?
Basically, what is her name? Emily she like killed a bunch of people, and I'm not sure if it was Emily or if it was the other one. It's been a minute. It's been a long minute. But there's a lot of killing, fraud, and just insaneness out of what people would consider to be a friendship.
Oh, that sounds because it did look like something was going on in the trailer to the new one I was
They
watching.
were actually best friends until Blake Lively's character went completely off the wall.
Well, that's what the simple favor from the title is about, right? She asks her to cover something up or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, see, I haven't watched the first ones, but now you've said that, that makes a lot of sense to like the attitude that they were having going through it, because it looked like she was holding her.
Yeah, like she's mad.
So if this one's about revenge, then does that mean because I'm just gonna say Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively. So because Anna ends the friendship at the end of the film, is that why Blake wants revenge, do you think?
More than likely, and because she also framed her. Anna Kendrick's character framed Blake Lively's character and sent her to prison for like the 5 years. So now Blake wants the revenge.
I forgot about that one.
That actually sounds quite interesting. I'm gonna have to watch the first one of that and then watch.
You're gonna have to. It is good.
Yeah, that does sound really good.
Well, they should both be available on Prime. Stream them now, I guess.
Yes.
All right, moving on to Thunderbolts. Now, I went to see this one last night. I loved it. Are any of you excited to see it? Well, we kind of talked about it before, but are any of you actually excited to see it?
I actually am, now that you've like explained more than what the trailers sat there and depicted. So
yeah, trailer didn't look that good, but when you mentioned how it was, I think it sounds a lot more worth watching now. Definitely sounds quite good.
Yes. So and a lot of people are saying that this is the best MCU film in quite a while. So
that sounds quite interesting.
It really was. I'll keep it a little bit spoiler free here, just in case. We can always talk about the spoilers a little bit later, but basically the trailers promise you this goofy buddy comedy thing going on with a bunch of rejects, you know, on a mission to stop some supervillain, right? But what the film is actually about is about mental health awareness. And it dives in each character. If you've been watching the other MCU properties, the shows and the movies, each character has pretty much gone through some sort of traumatic experience, right? You have Yelena, who's lost her sister, her family, grown up in the Red Room, all that stuff. You have Bucky, who used to be a brainwashed assassin and stuff. Red Guardian, who was basically a tool for the Russian government and never amounted to nothing before being thrown in prison for all his work for them. Ghost, who was basically taken by the government when she was a child to be used as an assassin and stuff like that, kind of like Bucky. All these people, even John Walker really wanted to be a real Captain America. He actually looks up to Cap, right? Yeah. But he fumbled. He fumbled bad, and now it haunts him. His home life is pretty dire. His wife is pretty much distance herself from him, and his kid, he's afraid to go near his own child because he doesn't know if he'll ever hurt his kid or what kind of legacy he's going to leave. So all these people are dealing with it, and then there's Bob. Bob is the Sentry, but Bob is unique because Bob has schizophrenia, meaning all the dark things inside Bob that he pushes down, right? All the depression, the anxiety, the sexual abuse, everything that he went through as a child, he pushed deep down inside of him, and it manifests as something called the Void, another personality which has a completely different set of powers compared to him, and can basically, it can suck you into a shadow realm and make you relive all your worst moments in your life repeatedly for all eternity.
Oh, God,
on top of that, he could also just kill you with a thought, which, one or the other is pretty bad.
Hey, that all sounds so amazing. They really undersold the trailer, but yeah, I'm really interested in watching it now.
I think your camera froze.
It has.
Did you close out the Discord?
No, I've got them both on.
Okay. Well,
same screen. I don't know if I turn it on and off.
There you go. It works. But yeah, no, I mean, with all these things, like the movie really focuses on that. There are some extremely heartwarming and tear-jerking moments. I mean, don't worry, there's some humor in there too, some lighthearted moments of revelry and teamwork and stuff like that. And there's some bombastic action scenes in there. I don't know what else to say. Like, it was fantastic, and I don't want to spoil anything further, but if you were a fan of Winter Soldier, Civil War, those kind of films, this is definitely the film you want to see, and make sure you stick around for those end credits because they are setting up Doomsday, and it's going to be awesome.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
Now, next up is so that's in theaters now. Make sure you check it out. It'll probably be in theaters for a while, so you got some time, but definitely go check that one out. Next up on our list is Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning, which comes out in theaters on May 23rd. It's going to be the final Mission Impossible installment. Tom Cruise is hanging up the spy gadgets at the end of this one. You guys excited for this one?
How long has it been since the last one?
2 years now.
I could take it or leave it.
Yeah, I mean, I might watch it one day, but I'm not like rushing.
Well, the reason there was a year gap between the two is because the last one, Dead Reckoning, didn't do so well, and they had originally planned releasing them both in the same year, just a few months apart, but it didn't do so well, and so they basically went back to the editing board and reshot a bunch of stuff and recut a bunch of stuff, and so that's why it's coming out now. But essentially the plot here is Ethan Hunt and the IMF team get betrayed by someone in the CIA. I mean, isn't that the plot of all of them?
Pretty much. It's like the same story over and over again.
I love the supporting characters the most. That's what I watch them for. I love Simon Pegg. I think he's great. And Why can't I want to kill him Luther. Luther is not his name. Ving Rhames. I love Ving Rhames. I think Ving Rhames is great. You know, they kill off all the CIA directors really quick, so there's no Alec Baldwin, none of them. They're all gone, I guess. I think in this one, is it Harrison Ford now who's back? I'm not quite sure.
God, Harrison Ford, I love him. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Oh man.
Right?
I'm surprised he's still acting, to be fair.
I hope he makes as many movies as he can while he's still.
Yeah, I
able to.
want him to. Don't get me wrong. I really do want him to. But I swear last time I looked, he was 83, and I think that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I still hope that at least one more time he reprises his role as Jack Ryan, maybe in the presidential way for one of the Tom Clancy books. I would love to see that.
That would be quite cool.
That would be good.
Yeah, I could see that.
But any other thoughts for Mission Impossible?
No.
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 the uninterest in there. Right?
You know my stance on Mission Impossible.
All right. Well, it's going to be in theaters May 23rd. So if you're a huge fan, make sure you go check it out. Otherwise, you know, it is the last one for Tom Cruise. I mean, I don't know what he's doing after that, but no more Mission Impossibles after that. So, all right, moving on. The next one up is Clown in a Cornfield, which comes out on May 9th. Now, I don't know much about this, but Sarah, you do, right?
I don't know much. I looked at the trailer just before we started. It looked interesting. It's just on Shudder, is it? The app that's just for horror. I thought it kind of looked like they were going for like a less intense Terrifier clown thing. Like the clown suit's kind of similar to his, but obviously different colors and different look. But like the actual quality of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
it looks decent.
Well, the synopsis says, looking for a fresh start, Quinn and her father moved to the quiet town of Kettle Springs. They soon learn the fractured community has fallen on hard times after losing a treasured factory to a fire. As the locals bicker amongst themselves and tensions boil over, a sinister, grinning clown emerges from the cornfields to cleanse the town of its burdens, one bloody victim at a time. You know what this reminds me of? I don't know, like 10 years ago, with all the clown sighting stuff, around the time when the It Chapter 1 movie was coming out. Yeah. That's what this reminds me of, all the clown pranks.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
God, yeah, it feels so long ago.
Did you have that in
England? It was just yesterday.
Yeah, to be fair, like it feels like ages ago, but also recent.
Did you have clown sightings in England as well?
We did, not as many as you guys, but there was a few. Just like nothing, no attacks, as far as I'm aware, anyway.
We had some people pushed it a little too far, you know, here and stuff. But I remember it was like this huge thing on Reddit and everything like that, and people were commenting about it all over the place and stuff, you know. And at first, I remember they blamed like the It movie and stuff like that as if there was a marketing campaign by them, and it's like, no, these are random ass people.
Always gotta blame something.
These are just crazy people doing what crazy people do.
Now every time when I go on Facebook, the only clown stuff I see is girls who are advertising adult sites wearing clown makeup.
Yes, I've started seeing quite a few of those pop up. It's like pink makeup on like the white face, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes if you're into it, I'm not going to judge you. You know what I mean? Everybody has their thing, so.
It's a very new thing I've seen.
Yeah, we're good. Clowns can stay away. They can stay away.
Well, yeah. I mean, Pennywise did say he wanted to swallow your children. Ho ho ho!
That's a good one, to be fair.
But all right, so Clown in a Cornfield releases on May 9th. So you said Shudder, and I think it's coming to theaters. I'm not sure, but make sure you look for it around then. All right, next up is Final Destination Bloodlines, which comes out on May 16th. Synopsis says, plagued by a violent and recurring nightmare, a college student heads home to track down the one person who might be able to break the cycle of death and save her family from the grisly demise that inevitably awaits them all. I mean, it's Final Destination, right? Somebody gets a premonition, bad shit happens. Right, but what's cool is this is like a sequel and prequel at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Like it's a little bit more upfront about being a prequel than the last Final Destination movie was, where it was like a surprise twist at the end. This one straight out tells you, yeah, we're before Flight 180, even before the last movie, there was a family way back in, I think it was the 60s or something, or 70s, where they're all in that Seattle, the Needle, right? And then that thing happens, and she saved all those people, and then all those people went to go live lives and had kids and so forth, and now all the descendants are being wiped out because death is working backwards, right? Like wiping them all out.
Interesting.
Yes.
I'm hyped. I just want to see it.
You gotta be in it just for the kills, because that's Final Destination.
I still get scared when you like drive and you see those like trucks carrying the wood.
Did you see
I'm like, oh my god, get off that lane.
Did you see the new poster? The new poster has 4 of those trucks in a row, all driving in front of somebody.
You'd be trapped, wouldn't you? No choice.
Oh my god, I just saw a video too the other day of high winds up in the mountains, and a logging truck had tipped over, and I'm just sitting there going, nope.
Oh, god, no.
Yeah, I don't even like driving. I don't even like driving next to or behind semis. So, let alone a logging truck or those construction trucks or whatever, where they have just a bunch of like poles and stuff like that hanging out the back. And I'm like, if he slams on the brake and all those come flying at me, I'm dead. I'm done.
That's how I feel.
But it's also the last.
They can make a mistake,
right? Yeah, I just no, that's not how I want to go. But speaking of, it will also be the last appearance of Tony Todd. He managed to film all his scenes before unfortunately passing on. Tony Todd was a horror icon. I mean, the man, the Candyman, Night of the Living Dead. Well, at least the remake, the colored version. He is a phenomenal. Was a phenomenal horror actor and stuff, and I'm sad that he won't be able to reprise his role as Mr. Bloodworth in if they ever continue doing more Final Destination movies. By the way, so what is your theory? Do you think he's Death in the Final Destination movies? Do you think he's like Grim Reaper?
You would almost kind of have to think it. Like everywhere he goes, death follows. So why wouldn't he be there? Like he's always there.
He is a coroner, so he kind of has to show up. But the thing is,
kind of fitting then, though, isn't it?
But the thing is, he seems to always know more about what's going on than a normal person would, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's possible, definitely.
You just have to sit there and wonder.
I always thought that he might be Death himself, but we will find out. Maybe I have no idea what his. I mean, I've only seen that one clip where he's, back in his autopsy room there, embalming bodies and stuff like that. So I have no idea what his role will be in this film. Maybe it'll turn out that he is actually the Grim Reaper and he's the one designing the plan and he finally gets to finish it. Who knows,
A cool twist.
Right, that would be an interesting twist, right? But any other thoughts about the film?
No, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, right. Like, I want to go.
Day one, I'm hoping. Don't have to be busy.
Well, make sure then you head to theaters on May 16th when it releases worldwide. All right, moving on. Next is the live action Lilo and Stitch, which comes out on May 23rd. Now, I know I've seen the Disney cartoon and I remember parts of it. It's an alien. He lands, and these two sisters who are struggling take in Stitch, and they become a better family for it, or something like that. I don't really remember that much about it. So, are you guys fans of the original cartoon?
I am not. It's a cute movie. It is a cute movie, but there's too much that just doesn't.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
When I saw the live, I don't know if they've changed it. Did they change how Stitch looked? Because he looked a bit
creepy.
Yeah, the first time I saw the live action version of him, he looked a bit creepy.
I feel like that's whenever. I mean, don't get me wrong. Computer graphics have come a long way, but I feel like they should have used like a Muppet for Stitch.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been.
Or like, you know how like
like
Grogu is on The Mandalorian, you know, like an animatronic puppet thing, you know.
Or even get like Brian Henson to like do something with it.
Yeah, that would have been so like the one. I don't know if they've changed it now, but yeah, when I first saw it, he looked a bit creepy for a kid's live action film.
That's what I was sitting there thinking because my daughter has become quite a fan of Stitch, and I don't know where this comes from.
Oh,
When I first saw the live action trailer for it, I was like, this looks more like a horror than a kid friendly.
but they didn't make him look the cute little thing that he was. Yeah,
Right? Like he was this cute, lovable little creature, and then he became this demonic, possessed.
Yeah, it's the eyes
thing.
thing. It's so yeah. I'm really hoping they've changed it. I mean, I'm not going to be running it, but I do hope they've changed Stitch for the kids.
I hope so too.
You know, it's funny that like often, or at least as far as like Disney movies and cartoons and stuff go, it's usually a young girl who like absolutely loves the ugliest creature ever, you know, because she finds something adorable about it.
Yeah, I don't know if he was ever meant to be ugly. To be fair, I can't remember that much because it was ages ago when I used to watch it. But
I mean, he had claws. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's Disney, right? They're never going to draw it like scary, but he had claws and sharp teeth and stuff, right? I mean, he was
cartoon form, so he was just.
But
adorable.
he would just smile at her.
Yeah,
and he was like so frightened when she met him.
Could you imagine that smile now? Ooh,
Right?
Like Pennywise, right?
Yeah, like
worse.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad. God, yeah. That'd be interesting to see if it's popular.
Right.
Oh.
I do.
Gosh.
The only thing I don't like when it comes to Disney live action is now Disney cartoons are often basically a musical, right? And they have that whimsy thing about it, right? A lot of the live action movies are missing that factor. It's not very whimsical. It's not very musical. It feels like they're trying to modernize it too much. And don't get me wrong, modern themes and topics and stuff, you know, that's fine that they bring that into the films. But
sometimes you got to keep the historical accuracy with it.
Well, not historical accuracy, but just I want the family friendliness too. I want the goofy sing along moments, you know.
Right. Like you just can't capture that with live action.
No, I think the cartoon style is what adds to it, isn't it? It's so friendly. You can make it extremely friendly or a bit more unfriendly, depending if you're Tim Burton, I guess.
Yeah.
I love it.
Dumbo was terrifying.
Right.
I never saw it in the end. The live action one.
It's pretty.
I love the cartoon.
It's pretty crazy. But yeah, any other thoughts about Lilo and Stitch?
No.
All right. Well,
if you go and see it, let us know if he's terrifying or not.
There you go.
I will.
Well, it hits theaters on May 23rd. You know, it is PG, so it is kid friendly. So make sure you take the family. But otherwise, yeah.
That'll be
we got Steve in the house just in time because next up is Karate Kid Legends coming out on May 30th. Hello, Steve.
Yeah, hang on. All right. Wait, did you guys talk about Final Destination already then?
Yeah, we did. You want to add anything? Go for it.
I'm excited about it.
There you go. He's excited too.
Yeah, no, I always said that 5 ended it really perfectly, I think, but I'm actually looking forward to this one still. So
yeah, because I feel like this one is going to wrap it up completely. Like I feel like Death is finally going to complete his design and everybody's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So good.
All right, but we're on Karate Kid Legends now, May 30th. So, plot summary. After moving to New York City with his mother, Kung Fu prodigy Li Fong struggles to let go of the past as he tries to fit in with his new classmates. When a new friend needs his help, Li enters a karate competition. But his skills alone aren't enough. With help from Mr. Han and Daniel LaRusso, he soon learns to merge two styles into one for the ultimate martial arts showdown. Now, I grew up with Karate Kid. I love Karate Kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I was, you know, whatever. I got picked on when I was little and stuff like that, you know, and while I never actually learned any martial arts to whoop anybody's ass, you know, I found ways. But it was, what was so great about Karate Kid was they do lean into it. Obviously, it's a martial arts film, you know, he learns how to fight so he can protect himself, but if you really pay attention, it's about learning how to stand up for yourself without having to fight, which I always thought was a really great theme. But are you guys fans of the Karate Kid or the show Cobra Kai?
I am with the Karate Kid. I have not sat through Cobra Kai yet.
Oh, blasphemy.
No, I haven't, but I love the Karate Kid.
I know.
Blasphemy on both of you. Cobra Kai is such a great show. I've probably watched it at least all 6 seasons now. I've watched probably at least 10 or more times all the way through. What about you,
We'll
Steve?
put it on the list.
What about you, Steve? Did you finish Cobra Kai?
No.
Oh,
I don't know. I've been
We're
writing
all
for them.
slacking.
that's true. I should have given you a list with Cobra Kai on it.
Oh my God, please. No.
Hey, don't worry, Steve. You were like so ahead of the game. We're good.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I can coast for a little bit now.
Yeah. Yes, you can, and I appreciate you.
Thank you. But no, yeah, I like Cobra Kai. So is it connected to Cobra Kai then?
No. So as far as I understand it, this is a direct sequel to the first Karate Kid. It's like a whatever, a reboot, requel, whatever. It's ignoring Karate Kid 2, 3, and the next Karate Kid, and instead it's acknowledging the original Karate Kid and of course the Karate Kid with Will Smith's kid, Jaden Smith.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed too because I mean, spoilers a little bit for you guys because you guys haven't seen Cobra Kai, but the way Cobra Kai wrapped things up was beautiful, and you know what? This movie could have continued on from that, but it didn't. So maybe William Zabka was too expensive to put in the movie. I don't know, but I am still looking forward to it. You know, a lot of people's issues with the Jaden Smith Karate Kid film was because, in fact, he did not learn karate. He learned kung fu. So it was more the Kung Fu Kid, you know. So the fact that this movie's kind of blending the two styles is actually kind of cool, you know.
Yeah.
Plus, we get to find out a little bit more about Miyagi's past and stuff like that, which is always good. R.I.P. Pat Morita, you know, he died too soon. But I hope they don't do an abominable CGI version of Miyagi in the movie. Like, I don't want to see that, you know. I think that looks bad when movies do that kind of stuff, like the recent Alien Romulus, or the Star Wars movie that did it before with what's his face?
Yeah, Rogue One did.
Yeah, I don't like when they do that. I think, you know, just cast somebody who looks similar and then use that person.
I mean, I don't mind that they do that. They just haven't gotten to the point where you're just like, yeah, that's them. It doesn't look it's clearly CG.
Yeah, the uncanny valley factor.
Almost the way that they did it in the Fast and Furious series with Paul Walker. That was kind of nice because they used his sibling,
right,
and then CG'd over it.
Well, they had shot scenes with Paul Walker, and they just kind of cut them over his brother or whatever, which is the Rogue One and now with Alien. That was actual full CG creation, and it just looked bad. Like, it just looked terrible.
Yeah, and I don't think we're there yet. Like, taking a person and then, like, kind of adapting it would be one thing, but to completely CG it, it's just, we're not there yet.
No,
Plus,
I don't think we are.
Plus, if you can just create actors digitally, you know, then that puts a lot of other actors out of the business and stuff, because you can just use their likeness and be like, there you go, and pay them half the price.
Yeah.
Well, now that some of the actors actually have it in their contracts that they are not to be copied in any form or way.
And after the writers, the strikes too, now they have control over that, so that's good. Mm-hmm. The actors have control over, you know, their likeness essentially for digital creation.
That's good.
Well, anybody want to
that
add
way
anything else to Karate Kid?
No.
All right. Well, it releases on
Like,
releases in theaters on May 30th, so make sure to go check that out if you're a huge fan of the franchise. All right. Up next is, unfortunately, this one. I still want to bring it up, but it is canceled now as of 2 days ago. Film was called Golden. Now, if you're a fan of like Eternal Sunshine of Spotless Mind or so, this film was directed by Michel Gondry, and unfortunately, it was also produced by Pharrell Williams.
That's interesting.
It didn't live up to their expectations, so they completely pulled it. They just said, nope, we're not going to release it. But it is filmed completely and stuff, so it's kind of disappointing. But essentially, the plot was, following Pharrell's life as he grew up and stuff, with some, Michel Gondry style, dreamlike twists and whatnot. His unique visual style. But yeah, it unfortunately got canceled. Originally, it was supposed to come out on May 9th.
Okay.
That would have been an interesting one to see.
Yeah,
Just because of, like, how she takes things.
Oh, we got a chatter in here. Hello, Daniel. How's it going, Daniel?
I was gonna say we got piece by piece. Pharrell Williams did that too,
The
so
Lego
it would
one?
have been interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, creative way to go about your life.
But yeah, so it got canceled. So we'll just move on to the next one, which is called Hurry Up Tomorrow, which releases on May 14th. Synopsis is: plagued by insomnia, a musician gets pulled into a nightmarish odyssey with a stranger who begins to unravel the very core of his existence.
I'm intrigued by it. It's based on The Weeknd's album, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It looked like
Really?
Yeah.
Now,
and
that would be interesting.
I've only seen The Weeknd act in one thing, and that was the shitty ass show The Idol.
I've not seen. I didn't know he'd done anything else. It was basically
an excuse to get Johnny Depp's daughter naked a lot. That's the entire show. There was nothing else about it.
Well, I mean, I can't speak to his acting, but it has Jenna Ortega and Barry Cogan, who are heavyweights kind of when it comes to acting, so that'll help.
They'll carry the film. Daniel says he's chillaxing, just maintaining.
Huh. Cool.
That was good.
I miss that kid.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know much about Hurry Up Tomorrow. All I know is a lot of people were talking about it. I'm not usually big on films about musicians and stuff like that. Usually they're all the same. I mean, you could say that pretty much about any kind of biographical type of film. They usually follow the same kind of beats. But unless I really love the music of the person that they're making a film about, usually I don't care. I hope with this film, because it doesn't seem to be about an actual person. It seems to be fiction. I hope it doesn't turn out to be like M. Night's Trap movie, where it's horrendous live action singing by somebody who just, you know what I mean? I mean, it is The Weeknd, so The Weeknd can sing, but I don't really want to see Jenna Ortega sing or anything or become a pop star in this movie.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. She'd probably be able to do it.
I don't know. I've seen her singing in a couple other videos that she's put out, like shorts and stuff, and she's tone deaf.
A lot of people are.
Yeah, she's so good. All she probably needs is 2 months of training, and she'll be an expert, like she did with when she was she became expert violinist or bassist or whatever for Wednesday because she trained.
Yeah, but there's a difference between learning an instrument.
I know. I'm just saying she's very committed. She's very committed to her craft. So we'll see.
Yeah. I can see it.
But I'll just say it this way: so far, she's on the same level as Russell Crowe when it comes to singing.
I mean, he didn't do that bad.
No, but it's not. It's not. I want to hear 2 hours in a movie of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all right, so
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Did you want to say something else?
Well, no, I was gonna say it's directed by the I don't actually know the director's name. They did It Comes at Night. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yep.
So it's taught. Like I think. Well, we'll see. I think there's a lot of going for it. I think it could be pretty good.
I was a little disappointed by that movie, if I remember correctly, because they allude to a lot of things that don't pay off in that movie.
Okay.
But
the movie, it wasn't like A Quiet Place where everything just went nuts, but it was yeah.
It was a slow burn, but there were moments in it that were a little bit really stretched out. That was my main issue with It Comes at Night. But anyways, all right. So the movie comes out May 14th. Make sure to go check it out if you're looking forward to seeing The Weeknd and Jenna on the big screen. Next up is Fear Street Prom Queen, which comes out on May 23rd. I don't know if it's coming to theaters, but I know it's coming to Netflix. Fear Street, if you saw the Fear Street trilogy, you know it's by R.L. Stine. It's a little bit more adult-oriented teenager slasher type films and stuff. But the films definitely are rated R, rated TV, MA, whatever. This one, the plot is Fear Street Prom Queen is it's a slasher. That's pretty much what the plot says. People start dying during prom. So, I mean, pretty standard stuff.
The red coat they've got on in it, and the little mask.
And when it comes out, it's like peak prom season.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Good marketing.
perfect.
Good smart marketing there.
Right.
I recognize only like two of the actors because of other whatever Netflix shows that they've been on. Do you guys know anything else about it?
I do not.
No, the trailer looked good though.
That one was based on an actual book too. The other ones weren't.
Oh, it should
Like,
be good detail.
Yeah, Fear Street. You know, part of me thinks I read that one too, way back.
I feel like I did too.
Way back in the day.
Yeah, because you had your Goosebumps days and then you had your Fear Street days.
I mean, I was all about Goosebumps, so that's why
I went from Goosebumps to Stephen King, so I don't know about that. I never read any of the Fear Street books.
Well, Stephen King was good.
I skipped straight into the adult novels. I was like, you know what? I want some real damage. You know, give me that trauma.
We need the trauma.
But it looks bloody. It looks fun. I mean, I enjoyed two of this trilogy films. I didn't care for the witch one, the 1880 whatever one. I didn't care for that one. I thought that was boring.
That was my least favorite too.
Yeah. My favorite was the 1978 one because it's a perfect homage to 70s, 80s camp slasher, movies and stuff.
And I really liked 1994 because that was the Scream 90s slasher revival homage.
Right. I do like the bread slicer kill in the 1994 one. That's probably. I mean, it sucked because I really liked her, the character, but the kill was undeniably awesome. Any other thoughts?
No, looking forward to it.
Cool.
All right. Well, it comes out May 23rd. Definitely comes to Netflix, so make sure you guys put that one on your list and check that one out. Next up on the list is Salvable. Comes out on May. It already came out. Came out yesterday, May 2nd. This one stars everybody's favorite nut jobs, Shia LaBeouf. There. The plot is an aging boxer struggles to escape the grasp of a small town while battling a fractured relationship with his teenage daughter. Now, it's weird to see Shia LaBeouf as a parent.
Yeah.
He's our age, right?
That's the only reason I kind of want to see it is because I'm curious.
I mean, he's crazy, but he's usually really a good actor. So
he's full method, right? He goes full method every movie he does.
Yeah.
Do you think he adopted a child before the movie started? It's just an experience. He adopted a teenage daughter and just like started parenting her.
Oh god.
But I don't
would
know
almost feel
know
bad
much
for
else
that
about the
team.
film. It just looks. That's literally the only reason I want to see it. Is just. I mean, he was pretty awful. Well, the film overall was pretty awful. That Megalopolis or whatever, and he wasn't much better in it. You know, but that doesn't mean I don't like Shia LaBeouf. I love some of his older films like Fury and of course the Transformers movies and whatnot. And Holes, right? Everybody loves Holes.
Mhm.
Yes, Shia LaBeouf is the guy from Even Stevens. You are correct.
That's who I was thinking of. Yeah, Even Stevens. That's where I originally saw him. I think.
I actually never seen it, but I know that. I know that he's from
Yeah.
there.
Oh, I still love it.
That's pretty much where you got to start.
Yep.
Mhm.
You got like an Emmy for that too, or something.
Yeah, I think he did.
Something.
What-
He got
what-
some kind of award though.
For my ignorance, what is that show even about?
It's kind of like a kid's teenage. Brother and sister living together. They go to school, but it's so long ago. I can't really remember much other than that. They were just like sibling rivalry and stuff.
Yeah, it was just
Normal kids.
goofy sibling rivalry and
So typical Disney Nickelodeon style family
yeah.
sitcom comedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember who used to have it, but yeah, I used to like it.
Yeah, I never really watched a lot of those. I mean, I pretty much
That was
by the time
after our time.
I was gonna say by the time I hit 8 years old, I was watching rated R horror films all the time.
Again,
So
that explains you so well.
yes. But all right, yeah. So that movie came out yesterday. It went straight to streaming, but it did have a limited theater release. So I would check it out on streaming. You know, save your money unless you're a huge LaBeouf fan. Moving on to the next one. This one I really want to see. It's called Friendship, and it comes out on May 9th. A man tries to befriend his charismatic new neighbor, but it soon threatens to ruin both of their lives. Now, it looks like a comedy at first, like one of those really dark, sarcastic comedies, and then it becomes very sinister. And it stars Paul Rudd. I'm hyped.
And that other guy, he's funny. Crap. Hold on. Tim Robinson.
Yes, that's who I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Now, he's a British
really
actor,
good.
right?
Yeah, I love him. I do. I've seen him in those. But
Okay.
I'm British, so that's probably why.
I've seen him in a Ricky Gervais sketch. That's all I know.
Yeah,
I've seen him before in that.
that as well.
He actually lent his voice for Scream 6.
Did he?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, in the with Quinn or whatever, the guy she was hooking up with that you never saw. That was his voice.
Yeah. No way.
Well,
that's
there you
good.
go.
Yep.
Yeah, this movie looks creepy.
Looks
It
good.
just looks creepy. I want to see it. It's one of those small scale films that I'm definitely. I'll probably wait till it comes out on streaming to see it. But
It's A24, so that's a good sign, at least for me. And it's currently at 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. So
that's good. That's good.
Good.
A24 has been hitting it out of the park. Daniel says Christy Carlson Romano was also in Even Stevens.
Yes.
I don't know who that
Kim
is.
Kim Possible.
Kim Possible. Okay.
I love it. Yeah.
I only know Kim Possible from cosplay, so I also never watched Kim Possible.
I didn't, but when I got Disney Plus, I actually watched all of it. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's actually pretty good.
I've seen a lot of cosplays between Kim Possible and I think the other one's Ben 10 or whatever. A lot of people
Yeah.
cosplay those
Yeah.
two characters together a lot. I don't know if they star in each other's shows or whatever, but Friendship comes out on May 9th, so make sure to check that one out. And finally, for our last film is Mountainhead, which comes out on May 31st. Mountainhead is an upcoming American satirical comedy written and directed by Jesse Armstrong, starring Steve Carell, Jason Schwartzman, Corey Michael Smith, and Rami Youssef. A group of billionaire friends get together against the backdrop of a rolling international crisis. Basically, it's social commentary, political commentary on our current economical status. You know, like each of these people are playing like, you know, a Jeff Bezos, an Elon Musk, a so and so forth, right? Getting together at a retreat, laughing about how the world is burning and they're still billionaires. That's what this movie is, and it couldn't be more topical.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and I love Steve Carell and I love Jason Schwartzman. I think they're great. I don't know the other two, but
The the director worked on Succession, so
Oh,
I mean,
there
I
you
didn't
go.
watch the show, but I've heard good things about that one.
Oh,
So
there you go. So then it's definitely going to be pretty intense with
Yeah.
the political commentary.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I
That'll
don't
be
know.
interesting.
Daniel
I
says,
don't need
"Oh, sorry. Go ahead."
Sorry, I was like, I don't need more of a reminder.
I mean,
I know.
yes and
Everywhere.
no. I still want to see it. I don't know. I think it'll. I think there's enough people
When I was
out there who need to see it. Let's put it that way.
When I was writing about all the dystopia ones, I'm like, man, we're living in that right now, at least in the U.S. And the rest
1984.
of the world has to watch the travesty.
Mm.
Well, Daniel says Christy Carlson Romano might have had some beef with Shia LaBeouf.
I did hear about that too.
I think I did.
I mean, who hasn't had
That was
beef
so long ago.
with Shia
Yeah.
LaBeouf? John Bernthal had beef with like. Could you imagine the Punisher cracking down on Sam Witwicky?
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah. Anyways, Mountainhead comes out on May 31st. It is I believe it has a limited run in theaters, but it will also be on Apple TV.
Oh, okay.
So up now, we're going to move on to series. We only got a few of these. First up is Murderbot, May 16th on Apple TV. It stars Alexander Skarsgård, and it's about a partly biological security cyborg that privately calls itself Murderbot, must hide its ability for free thought whilst completing dangerous assignments, and is simultaneously drawn to humans and appalled at their weakness. I mean,
Yeah, so it's based on a series. So the Murderbot's like kind of this sarcastic, like he's not actually hurting people, but he just hates people. So I think it's going to be funny. It should be a good balance of. I haven't watched the trailer, but the book, it's a good balance of humor and sci-fi.
the trailer looks hilarious. I'll just say that much.
Okay,
It looks absolutely hilarious
Good.
because Alexander Skarsgård can nail that blank face where he's just staring blank faced and delivering lines that would be otherwise threatening,
Yeah.
and stuff. And he's just like, "Oh, did I say that out loud?" Like, it's great. It looks amazing.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah,
That'll be on my watch list.
Yeah, it's fun. If you have time to read it too, it's actually I think there's 3 or 4 books.
It's called
and
the Murderbot Diaries, right?
Yeah, they're each less than 200 pages, I think.
Oh, that's
That's
pretty
good.
small.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well,
Put those aside for me, Steve. Like, try to find them in your library.
Oh yeah, we got them.
Well, if the show takes off and becomes popular, we could on our Patreon we could do a review of each episode as they release. I don't know if Apple TV will do it one by one or if they'll release the entire season at once. But I think only Netflix is the only streamer that drops entire series at once. Everybody else drops them bi-weekly, right?
Yeah, because they realize it helps. It's better when they do that, I think. Well, to extend their subscription service too, you'll have to buy probably 2 months at least, 2-3 months to get everything then.
That's true, yeah.
Daniel says, guess who else was in Kim Possible? Will Friedle, Kirsten Storms.
Friedel.
Oh, Friedel. Kirsten Storms, John DiMaggio, Taj Mowry, and Nicole Sullivan. Kim Possible is about a teenager trying to save the world from Dr. Draken and Shago. Shago.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, Murderbot comes out May 16th on Apple TV. Next up is The Four Seasons, May 1st. So it's already out on Netflix, the entire season. Now, this is based on an original, on a 1988 film, also called The Four Seasons, starring some classic actors. Basically, it's if you're into those kind of movies or shows where a bunch of couples get together and go on vacation together and they all have marital or relationship issues, that's this kind of show. You know what I mean? If you find that kind of stuff funny, or dramatic or whatever, this is what you want to look for,
It's a strong cast.
Yeah, it's got a pretty strong cast. Steve Carell, Coleman Domingo, Will Forte, Tina Fey, right? It looks funny. Again, I'm a huge Steve Carell fan, especially when he's in the dad or marital role as a husband. He's absolutely hilarious in that, you know. So I kind of want to see it, but you know, when I have time.
Tina Fey
Right.
created, or sorry, she's one of the creators, Tina Fey.
And she also wrote it.
Yeah, so we're kind of good there then.
Yep.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
it's out on Netflix right now. Next up, for you Star Wars fans out there, Star Wars Tales of the Underworld, which comes out, of course, tomorrow. May the 4th be with you. On Disney Plus. Basically, as far as I understood it, they kind of took the Tales of the Bounty Hunter book from the now non-canon Star Wars Extended Universe, and Dave Filoni basically rewrote it into whatever.
That's usually what he does.
I was disappointed that this is animated. So I lost interest.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, I still like that. I
kind of like some animated things.
Well, after they brought what's-his-face, the blue guy, onto live Cad Bane there, when they brought him into live action on The Mandalorian, you know, now I don't want to go back to animated. I want to see the live action blue guy, you know.
Yeah.
But are any of you guys Star Wars fans?
I like Star Wars.
Well, how do you feel about this show?
But I haven't been following too closely.
Yeah, I'm the same as Jamie. Like, I haven't followed it closely over the years, like recent years anyway. I used to love it back in the day.
All I know right now,
Han Solo died. That's when I kind of haven't kept up. Oh, I've watched The Mandalorian. Apart from that,
you have an issue with dads dying, don't you?
I do. I don't like the nice dad figure adopting a child and then they kill him. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I get too attached to it.
R.I.P. Joel. No, I as far as I mean, I haven't watched it yet, but I hear really good things about Andor season 2. Everybody's like, "Holy shit, this is pretty awesome."
That's the only thing I haven't caught up on. I think. Otherwise, I think I've caught everything Star Wars.
Yeah, I need to get it for Andrew. Andrew wants Andor season 2. He liked that one. But how do you feel about this show? Are you excited for it?
I actually don't know anything about it, so.
Well, it's going to be 6 episodes long, and it's focusing on the criminal underworld. It follows 2 notorious figures, Asajj Ventress and the former assassin who is given a new chance at life and goes on the run with an unexpected ally, Cad Bane, an outlaw who faces his past when confronting an old friend who is now a marshal on the opposing side of the law. So I'm guessing Timothy Olyphant's character is the marshal, right?
Oh yeah, okay. That's actually really cool. I like Cad Bane, so and Timothy Olyphant's. He was the one that was introduced in The Mandalorian, right?
Right. He had Boba Fett's armor or whatever.
Yeah. Actually, that sounds cool.
Daniel says Ron Stoppable is known as Kim Possible's sidekick, and he knows what's up. When he sees something going down, he notify Kim, and they just get right to it. And he also says, I bet you Jar Jar is in Star Wars. Darth Jar Jar. I want Darth Jar Jar to be a thing.
Right? That would be awesome.
That would actually be quite cool.
I actually liked Jar Jar Binks, but I know.
Does anybody know the life?
I didn't understand the hate.
Does anybody know the life expectancy of a Gungan?
No.
Oh, you know what's funny is I looked this up at one point and I actually don't.
What is the life expectancy?
Because for all I know, Jar Jar could be alive at this point. We don't know.
It would be nice if they brought him back. He was so silly.
I mean, Grogu is what? He's a baby, but he's
7 or something like that. I don't know.
70. I thought he was like
maybe now. I don't know because he was 55 in the first season. I don't know how much.
He's old as fuck, right? So and he ages really slow. Yeah. So for all I know, is Jar Jar could be like 300-400 years.
Yeah, Chewbacca was what, like 300 or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
People suck. We have the lowest life expectancy.
Yeah.
We do. Oh, not true. Not true.
Well, what?
House pets, they only get like 12, 13 years typically.
I want to say sentient talking beings.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
we probably would live a lot longer, but we intentionally kill ourselves. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Especially with everything we eat here, right? While I'm sipping on this big gulp cherry slushy here.
What are you drinking, Tim?
I went to Speedway before. I got a big gulp cherry slushy here, and it's probably slowly killing me, along with this vape.
The vape more so.
Yeah.
But all right, so Star Wars Tales of the Underworld comes out tomorrow on Disney Plus. Make sure you check it out. It will be episode every week, whatever, a weekly episode release. So all 6 episodes won't be released at once. So you'll have to keep tuning back in.
Okay, so Gungans live 65 galactic standard years.
That's not very long.
Is a galactic standard year still like our year? Is that 365 days?
No, because Han Solo, he was 80, I think, 80 galactic standard years or whatever. So it's not very long.
No.
Maybe because Gungans all share one brain cell.
Jar Jar was the only stupid one, though.
I don't know, man. Boss Nass wasn't exactly bright either.
Yeah, actually supposed to be like a species like powerful warriors. So, Boss Nass was.
You don't have to be smart to be a powerful warrior. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
All right, so moving on. Next one is Sirens. Comes out May 22nd on Netflix, so the entire season will drop. Devin is concerned about her sister Simone's creepy relationship with her new boss and decides it's time for an intervention. But the way this show is like whatever the way that the trailers present it makes it look like Fatal Attraction. I don't know if you remember that movie, but it stars Millie Alcock as the one that's in the creepy relationship. I like
Kevin
Millie Alcock.
Bacon, or is it going to be Glenn, the guy from It's Always Sunny? Glenn Howerton says he's in the cast. Is he the teacher?
I don't know. I can't. I didn't see that part in the trailer. The trailer that I saw just focused on the two sisters.
I'm just looking at the cast. Has Millie Alcock, Megan Faye, I don't know, Julianne Moore, Kevin Bacon, and Glenn Howerton.
Well, Julianne Moore is in it too. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll bet you she's like the wife of the boss.
Yeah, that's a good cast.
It comes out on May 22nd on Netflix. Daniel says, P.S. Jar Jar be slacking sometimes, but he's trying to keep up. He's trying to show Luke Skywalker that he can be trusted, and he's still in touch with Yoda. Jar Jar has never missed a beat. I mean, Jar Jar is probably the luckiest character in Star Wars. I'll say that much.
Oh yeah,
right.
The Force protected him all the way.
100%.
Yeah. Moving on, this is something I'm really interested in. Pee-wee as himself, which is coming out on May 23rd on Max. It is a behind-the-scenes documentary produced by Pee-wee Herman himself about all the crazy shit that Paul Rubens, got up to, including the masturbating in the theater charges and everything when he was high on drugs. I
forgot about that.
Yeah,
it doesn't even seem that bad now.
These interviews were all taped before his death in 2023. So
that sounds interesting.
And it's produced by Max, and Max usually does a really good job at making documentaries. So I am definitely looking forward to this one. I think I grew up. I mean, I saw Pee-wee, right? Pee-wee and Bozo and all that stuff. I mean, I remember renting the Tim Burton Pee-wee's Big Adventure, my bike, and shit like that. So,
good.
You guys fans of Pee-wee?
Yeah, I like Pee-wee. It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, especially with all the stuff he's supposedly been into.
Yeah. If he'll give any.
There was a lot of controversy around him.
Yeah, but like I said, looking back, half of it doesn't seem as bad as what we're getting now from some people.
Yeah. Some of the stuff that's been coming out.
Compare the times.
some of the stuff that's coming out, especially what I'm most disappointed in, is the stuff coming out about Tom Hanks. Like, ooh, come on, man. You can't be America's dad and then have some of this dark stuff, on your shoulders.
What? I need to look that up. I didn't know anything had come out.
Oh, there's a lot of, I'm just going to say Epstein. And there's a lot of stuff involving that and whatnot.
It's always how you lose your favorite, some of your favorite celebrities, isn't it? It's always down that route. For fuck's sake.
Yeah. So, well, we can talk about that someday, but the less said about that, the better right now.
Yes.
And last but not least, so that one comes out on May 23rd on Max. And last but not least, Department Q, which is also based on a novel series, which have also been adapted into a bunch of films priorly. This one comes out on May 29th on Netflix. Former top-rated detective Carl Mork tackles a cold case while turning an Edinburgh basement office space into a well-oiled machine full of misfit officers dedicated to cracking whatever seemingly impossible cases come across their desks. So this one takes place in your country there. Well, your neighboring country. I saw the face you made. You're like, so.
I was like, is that me? That's what I was thinking. Yeah, no, that'd be quite cool.
I don't know many British crime shows, so I threw one on here just for you because it sounded interesting. But
there are a few that are good in Britain, but I'm not gonna lie, the Americans tend to do. You do crime shows a lot better.
Yeah, okay. I hear that a lot because a lot of people are like the well, not just English, but like even German or whatever. They're very slow. The crime shows versus here, it's like the case is solved in one episode.
Yeah, we're very ADD though. You know what I mean? We need everything fast.
You're also like you do things quite big, and we don't have guns legal here either, so it's not going to be like big crime things like that for here. So you've got more things to go on over yours.
No big street chases and shootouts in front of a McDonald's.
Guns and crime and morons.
Our crime is like horrendous.
Yeah, there's some cities you just don't go to.
I used to watch a lot of your true crime episodes. I can't remember what it was. There's a lady. It was really good. It weren't good crime, but like they did the documentaries good. I can't remember what it was called though.
Well, speaking of, we have a list coming up. 10 serial killer documentaries and stuff. So be on the lookout for that, folks.
Is that the one I did?
Did you do that one, Sin?
Yeah, Steve wrote
I think you did.
Steve wrote it, and Sarah's going to record it.
Now it's months ago. You know what I mean? I'm sure. Probably.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm just going to have to save this current list and just like keep it there.
The one that I can't, the only one I can't watch again is Dear Zachary because that one's just too emotional. It's too emotional. I can't do it. I can't do it more than once.
Yeah.
Keep in mind,
there are certain movies you just can't, or documentaries.
And I did again. I watched 10 of them in a row, basically.
I'm traumatizing Steve slowly.
Well, for those lists, I hadn't seen any. Some of them, if I've seen 7 of the 10, I just write from what I remember, unless I really need to rewatch. But for that one, I was like, oh boy.
I should have just taken a break after that one, like a week-long break.
Just live under a blanket in the dark house.
Right. Go watch some old happy movies.
So Department Q comes out May 29th on Netflix. All right, so we're done with shows, and we're going to move on to games now. There's only a few of these games. Up first, we've got Captain Blood. Comes out on May 6th on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Captain Blood is a pirate-themed hack-and-slash action game. Features a mission-based structure, allowing players to fight on both land and sea against hordes of enemies with ship-to-ship battles, sword fights, to gain control of other ships, and players gain special ability points as they defeat enemies, acquiring new fighting techniques, and gold for upgrading weapons and equipment. So it sounds pretty standard, but it looks fun. I mean, if you're into those
I got a
games.
question for you or whoever knows. So the developers were Seawolf Studio and General Arcade. Do you know anything about them?
No.
Like, do you think? Okay, I'm sorry.
I know when I clicked on one of them, one of them had only done one game, and then the other one had done games that I had never played, so I have no idea what they're meant to be like.
Okay. Just curious.
Well, it
It
looks
looks okay.
yeah, it looks like a standard whatever side-scrolling or whatever type of hack and slash game. If there's not too many of those coming out that are, let's say, new IPs, so I thought I'd throw it on the list just to give them a little shout out. But releases on May 6th. Next up is Doom: The Dark Ages on May 15th for PC, Xbox, PlayStation, all that stuff. Yeah, if you don't know what Doom is, I mean, how could you not?
I know what Doom is, and I don't play video games.
I
So this
time,
this time he travels back into the past, a la Army of Darkness style, and he's fighting monsters in medieval times. Rip and tear with swords and maces, right?
Very fast-paced Doom is, so I think that'd be quite fun.
Yeah. So looking forward to it. I mean, it's Doom, so it'll be pretty amazing. That one comes out on May 15th. Next up is Revenge of the Savage Planet on May 8th. Now, I played the first one, which was Journey to a Savage Planet, and it's basically Borderlands, but except you work for a company that travels to multiple planets selling this company's merch, and it's ridiculous. It's just there's puzzles, it's first person puzzles and shooter mechanics and stuff like that, but otherwise the planets are really crazy. You have to collect stuff and then you bring it back to your ship and whatever, and the company you work for is like, okay, how can we market this, and that's pretty much the gist of it.
That sounds interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
So Revenge is pretty much that continued, with a new planet, I'm guessing. That comes out on May 8th for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Next up is Among Us 3D. This, I believe it's already out on consoles, but it is coming to PC now on May 6th. It is Among Us, but in 3D with you can...
VR 3D or like...
Both. You can play it in VR, but it's 3D, like first-person 3D instead of the top-down look. So, which... I would say changes the mechanics a lot because how then you really can't see what other players are doing. So I don't know if I would like that, or I don't know.
I guess it depends. So
I'll have to have my son play it.
So it'd be like GoldenEye, where you just run up and shank someone. Was that?
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like Among Us, because it was top down. If you were like in a nearby room, you could see if somebody did it, and then whatever. And that was the whole part of it, right? Now. How that won't work that way. So I mean, I guess you really have to follow each other. I don't know. I was never a huge Among Us fan, so I don't know if this one is better or worse. I mean, are you guys familiar? Did you play it?
When it first came out, but I haven't played it for years.
I mostly watch people play it.
My son still plays it.
It's like this. I don't know what the hell is it. The Thing, maybe. That's what it reminded me of, right?
Yeah. I think it's quite good play, to be honest, with like a group of people. But yeah, it'll change it completely going into first person, won't it?
Mm-hmm.
I can't see as much.
Daniel asks, y'all remember Spyro the Dragon? He's a purple dragon trying to save the world, and he went to war with Nasty Nork a couple of times and Ripto. Yeah. The remastered trilogy was amazing. I loved playing that again. Brought back all the nostalgic memories. And of course, Sarah, you liked then Croc, right? Croc, was that one?
I did. I saw that they did bring Croc out the other day again, but I think they've literally just copied and pasted it, and not done anything with it. So I haven't touched it.
I still have to play that. If I can find it on Good Old Games, I'll download it and I'll play it.
I was so young when I played it. I don't know if it is actually any good. It's just a good memory from my childhood.
Yeah.
That is true. There are some games that I played as a kid, like the Nintendo Crash Test Dummies game, and I recently downloaded it, and I'm like, this game is awful. It's garbage. Like, why did I ever like this game?
Yeah, I dealt with I think it was called Razor Scooter or something like that. It was just a Tony Hawk rip-off, basically, but you were on a scooter.
Wow.
Bad.
Wow. Well, Among Us drops on PC, or Among Us 3D, sorry, drops on PC in May 6th. Next up is The Midnight Walk. This is a survival horror game that comes out on May 8th for the PC, and I think other systems as well. It's basically a walking simulator, but with survival horror elements to it. So if you're fans of like Firewatch or Everyone Went to the Rapture or any of those kind of games, then this is right up your alley. With spooky elements. So this would be a little bit more for you, Steve, where you don't have to do a lot of combat and stuff. You just go and explore spooky stuff.
Yeah, I really like this art style too. This is very Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, it's amazing. I loved it. It looks so pretty.
Yeah. Cool. Maybe I'll look into that.
Well, this one comes out on May 8th. Next up yeah, that's soon, right?
Yeah, it's May.
Yeah.
It's gonna be May. No. Next up is a game I'm excited for, Onimusha 2. It's a remaster of that game. Onimusha is basically Resident Evil but with samurais. So if you like samurais and you like demons and zombies and stuff, I mean, there you go.
I just finished that samurai list, which I'd already seen half of those movies, and I'm like, yeah, these are just great films.
I know. I pick great movies.
I mean, like I said, I'd seen half of them already, so but yeah, good stuff.
Well, this remaster comes out on May 23rd for PC and PlayStation, and I think that's it. I don't think it's coming to Xbox. But it's the same old story, from the original. You play as Jubei, and you make your way through feudal Japan with your allies, and have to fight a bunch of demons and evil Yaoguai and all that stuff, right? It is. I wonder if they're going to keep the original tank style controls or if it's going to be updated, but we will see. But otherwise, yeah, definitely check that one out on May 23rd. Last but not least, for games, we got Elden Ring Night Rain, which I just learned is actually a standalone instead of a DLC, which comes out on May 30th. If you're a fan of Elden Ring or Soulsborne games, you might want to check this one out. Sarah knows a little bit more about this than I do, so I'll let her take the reins on this one.
That much about it, but it's more like Fortnite style, and you got a circle. You're with a group of people. It's roguelike as well. It's very different to the base game, so it's not something I'm necessarily going to be playing, but I probably will keep an eye out and watch it to see if it gets any more play style, I guess. I think you're with a group of people and you're just fighting through bosses, aren't you? Running through.
Is this something you'd like to do on Twitch?
No.
Okay.
Very quick. No.
Right?
But I love the base games, but I don't know. It's just not looking like my style at the moment.
I'm still trying to convince Steve to play some Soulsborne games.
Please no.
It's a very certain play style. They are. They can be stressful.
Steve is
I like
rage quit.
Kind of. That's not fun. I need to relax, man. I don't need that.
I've rage quit many times. I understand that.
I think I started like Demon Soul, and like the tutorial boss whooped my ass. So I was like, no, you know what? No.
I understand that. It's not for everyone.
No. I respect the game. I respect it, but man, I cannot play that.
I can't get enough of them. I'm hoping in the near future there will be another Elden Ring or something. I'm looking. What's the name of the one that's coming to the Switch?
Oh, Dustblood.
Dustblood. Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that one, but otherwise, I'm looking forward to anything from FromSoft.
Same.
In that style. Hold on, we got some comments here. Toasty was a sheep on stilts, and he's also trying to get on Spyro's good graces. And Ripto, he is in cahoots with the con artist Moneybags. Next, he's going to try to con Spyro out of the money. And let's say Jamie don't like Moneybags. For one, Moneybags is a scam artist.
Yeah.
Okay.
The bank man in Spyro.
Okay, so can I tell you something about Daniel real quick?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just say, Elden Ring comes out on May 30th, so check it out if you're interested. Okay, cool.
So back in high school, I used to help out with the special ed classes.
Yeah.
Daniel was one of my favorites because he would always tell stories and he would write them down and they'd just be so off the wall. I miss that kid.
Oh,
He always had
Oh, so
something new.
you guys know each other.
You know him too.
Do I?
Yes.
Did you go to school together?
Yeah, she just said the story.
Yes. So Daniel was the one, he always carrying around a notebook, like really skinny kid.
You know, high school was a long time. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. I was going to say high school was a
Thank
long
you.
time ago. I don't really remember all the people, you know, but
I don't remember half of, I don't remember 90%, and I graduated with 69 people.
yeah. But, okay. You know, no. Okay.
I can't connect to the Wi-Fi.
I think he was like in
You
your,
might-
I think he was a
my
little bit
Google going
younger.
off.
But yeah, he was the one that was always telling stories, and he'd be very animated about it. It was great.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Well, what's up,
that's
man?
I love that.
All right, so we're done with the games list. I want to just talk about 3 little topics here. 2 of them are really quick. Studio Ghibli Fest starts on the 5th here, on May 5th, and basically they're just bringing back all the Studio Ghibli films to all the major theaters, starting with Kiki's Delivery Service. So if you're a huge fan of Studio Ghibli and never got a chance to see some of those old classic films, head to theaters. Go check them out. They're all, every single one of them is worth it. They are all very great.
Yes, they are.
Next up is Wisconsin, for you Wisconsinites here. Wisconsin just approved a film incentive for which is basically a huge tax break and grants for people who want to become filmmakers in our state. So if you're looking to make short films like we are and whatnot, this is good news, you know, because free money, free stuff, you know, that we can get our projects off the ground. So yeah, if you're if you're a budding filmmaker or whatever, you know, check into that. And last but not least, Trump, the CBS and Paramount deal. For those of you who do not know what this is about, basically, what is it, like a year ago, CBS had an interview with Kamala Harris.
It was in October.
They edited a certain way, and Trump had issues with it. And now he's suing them for $20 billion as CBS is trying to sell off Paramount for $8 billion. And now, recently, CBS caved, and I guess they got rid of the interview or something. I don't know. But the reason this is important is because this is an attack on journalism, integrity, and free speech, and whatever, and censorship, right?
But I mean, that's all the Trump administration has been doing, right? Attacking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I think he said something like he said the interview made Kamala look good or something, and him look bad.
What does it matter? He won. Why does he give a shit about this anymore?
Who cares?
All you have to
Move
do is
on.
It's so easy to make him look bad. It's harder to make him look, you know, it's so,
yeah.
20 billion.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
It's fucking ridiculous. So
It's insane.
Yeah, it's a lot of bullshit. But anyways, like I said, the reason it's a big deal is because once stuff like this opens up, you know, it starts a slippery slope for anybody able to sue, you know, to get things that you know, whatever, that show, how do I say, you know, people like Jimmy Kimmel or whatever who do commentary about news stories and stuff like that, to be able to sue them for, because, you know, it might paint a bad light or something like that. It's
setting precedent. That's not a good one. Like you could technically already sue for, you know, defamation and like slander and all that stuff, but this is a new level and new low, actually.
Right. Yeah. Usually defamation is around when something is not true, when you're putting out speculation or whatever. This is, exactly. We always had liable laws and whatnot, but the problem is with this is that this will allow people that even if it's true, they can still get it taken down.
So
if they just don't like the way it is or the way it presents themselves.
Like even with the stuff that we're posting, we're giving commentary on things like that could open up. Actors will be like, "Well, we didn't like what you said about us in this movie, so now we're suing you." It's not good.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. All right, we've come to the final segment of our live stream, the Dreamcast. Are you guys excited? We are doing a Dreamcast for DC comic book movies. Who we'd like to see. I filled in all my answers, but if you have different ones, be my guest. So
I liked your answers.
You like my answers? Yeah. Thanks. I sat there and I watched all these actors in different films recently. And so I was like, wow, that'd be perfect for this. And I wrote it down. So starting off, we got Superman. The actor I've picked is Wolfgang Novogratz. He is actually a German-Russian actor. He's appeared on the show Dark on Netflix, if you know that show. I think he's got he's got a square jaw, with curly black hair. I mean, he looks like Superman already, Put on some glasses and there he goes as Clark Kent and you're ready to go. But he's also a phenomenal actor. He's buff as hell. And I believe he's also 6'4". So,
yeah,
big buff Superman. What else do you want, right? Batman, I have Richard Madden, who you might know as the eldest Stark son from Game of Thrones, or he played the agent guy in The Bodyguard, or I know he was in the Eternals. He's the one that flies. He's the one that flies.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
But I have him as Batman because he has that sad dog face, which is Bruce Wayne all the time. But he can also get really pissed off and kill people, which I've seen in Game of Thrones. So, Batman, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman, I have Katie M. O'Brien, which if you've seen Love Lies Bleeding, she was the homeless bodybuilder in that. She's just badass. That girl, when she flexes, her arms are bigger than my head. So...
That's saying something.
Yeah, she is, but she is an awesome actress, and she's also a very good person in real life. So, and that shines through when she acts and stuff. Like even when she smiles and stuff, you just can't help but smile with her and stuff.
Genuine.
Right, and so that's the kind of personality you want in Wonder Woman, right? You want Wonder Woman to be strong and beefy, but you also want her to be, you want to like her, right? You don't want to just be like, oh, she just beats people up. There's got to be more to her, right?
Mm-hmm.
For Green Lantern. Now, by the way, feel free to interrupt me if you ever have any other suggestions.
We have no problem interrupting you.
Yep. For Green Lantern, the Hal Jordan version, I have Bradley Cooper. I
I can see that.
I mean,
yeah, that was an interesting. Interesting choice.
Especially now that he's older. I feel like he fits the character as a disgruntled space cop. Especially if they go down that storyline where his girlfriend got fridged. I could see sad Bradley Cooper too, For Martian Manhunter, I have the one and only Kratos, Christopher Judge.
Love him. He's one of my favorite.
I mean, who doesn't want to paint him green and just have him, morph into things? I mean, how cool would that be?
And after seeing in Stargate as Teal'c, like it works so well.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think he would be perfect for the role. For the Flash, now this could be either Wally West or Barry Allen, but Austin Butler. Austin Butler most recently played Elvis in the Elvis movie.
Okay.
I think he's young. He's talks really fast, and he's got the physique. Yeah, he's got the physique for it. He kind of fits the Flash, right?
Yeah.
Then for Cyborg, I have Daniel Kaluuya. He's in Black Panther. He's the first season of Black Mirror. He's the main guy in Get Out.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that was an interesting. I think he can definitely act it, but has he got the build for it? Or does that matter because he's cyborg?
It doesn't really matter, yeah, because he's going to be a cyborg, right?
Yeah.
Most of his body's going to be CG, right? So
otherwise,
unless they go practical and actually stick tinfoil on him, which will be interesting. But anyways, next up is Shazam. Now, this is for the transformation when the kid transforms into Shazam. I kind of wanted to go a little bit older, like the Kingdom Come route, from the comics, with Patrick Warburton.
I like it. Man.
Yeah, I see that.
Shazam is
And I
kind
can
of
hear
big, dumb, and goofy, and Patrick Warburton has that voice. Yeah, exactly. If you know what Patrick Warburton sounds like, just imagine him saying any line that Shazam says. You know, up and away. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, I can imagine that. That'd be quite good.
Right, that's what I thought. For Green Arrow, I've got Jamie Dornan, who you might know from the 50 Shades series as Mr. Grey. Yeah. But he's actually a really good actor. If you saw the movie Belfast, he was phenomenally in that movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say
The 50 Shades movie just ixnay everything. Just get rid of it.
Jamie Dornan at least was able to save himself. Dakota Johnson was not. She ended up in Madam Web.
That's true.
But as Green Arrow, I think he would do good. You know, he just needs to be kind of brooding millionaire as well that shoots arrows at people, right? And I mean, I think he also has that show, the Tourist or whatever it's called, I know he could do action.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Steve is having some camera issues there, it looks like.
No, I am, and I don't know why. Can you hear me?
I can hear you,
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's good.
Everybody's having camera issues.
Yeah, mine's been freezing a lot. I just keep turning it on and off.
Okay, I just did that.
There you go. Everybody's good now. For next up, Aquaman, Alexander Skarsgård. I feel like he's regal. He's blonde. He can swim.
Yeah.
That's what Aquaman. I don't want a bro surfer dude Aquaman. I want King of the Seven Seas Aquaman. And I think Alexander, especially after seeing him in Northman, I think he can pull off the regal thing, you know, and the action fighting and stuff. So definitely want to see it. Now here's a blast from the past. The character is Vixen. The actress I picked is Joy Bryant. Do you remember her?
No.
Most recently, I believe she is in the Sonic the Hedgehog movies. She's the wife.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you do? Okay. Yeah, she used to be a lot of classic sitcoms and stuff back in the day. But Joy Bryant, I think she could pull off Vixen. I mean, all she has to do is make animal noises and fight people. Like, the character isn't that interesting, but I think she would do a good job. Next up is Plastic Man. I have Ben Schwartz. Do you know Ben Schwartz?
Yeah, okay. Yes. That's good. Yeah, good choice.
Now, if he would have been younger, I would have also said Johnny Knoxville. But
she's the one in The Office, right? Or not The Office, but Parks and Rec?
Yes, Parks and Recs.
Yeah. John Raphael.
Yeah, Ben Schwartz is absolutely hilarious, and Plastic Man is a goofy character. So,
yeah, he is.
I would love to see him take on that role. Next is Hawk Girl. I have Isa Gonzalez.
Let's see if I...
So her name is spelled E-I-Z-A, Gonzalez. If you want to look her up, see what she looks like.
That's what I keep doing.
I'll give you guys a moment as I sip my water here.
Oh yeah.
Is it actually water?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no booze
water.
in this.
Did you? Well, no. Oh, she's pretty.
Mm. Yeah, I could see her playing a whole girl.
Yeah, I think she's pretty badass. I think she could, and she has some notable roles behind her that I think she could do action.
Mm. Yeah, definitely.
After that is, do you guys know the character of Booster Gold?
Yeah.
I have Anthony Starr, Homelander himself, as Booster Gold.
Oh, I don't know. The only problem I have with that is you see Anthony Starr and you're a little afraid.
But
Booster Gold.
Have you seen Anthony Starr doing interviews?
That's true. Good point.
He's very giddy and very, very hyper. And I think that if he played Booster that way, it would be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, he could shed the typecasting.
Yeah, that'll be the hard part for him, you know, because even with the recent movie G20, it was hard for people not to compare him to Homelander in that movie.
Yeah.
They're like, it's Australian Homelander, you know. Next up is Zatanna, Anna de Armas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, put her in a one-piece suit and a magic hat, and there you go. I'm sure she'll be happy as a clam. Then next up, Captain Atom is Alan Ritchson. Alan Ritchson is currently Jack Reacher on the show Reacher.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So imagine him all silver with a big red neutron star on his chest and just blasting people with atomic energy.
Definitely.
I mean, the guy could pull it off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's come a long. He's come a long way since Thad. I don't know if you watched Blue Mountain State, but he was just like
I know that movie. I haven't seen it in a long time.
He's
I know him from what the hell's that movie? Where he plays like one of the henchmen. And I know he was in Batman, one of the Batmans, as a henchman
Ministry
too.
of Ungentleman Warfare.
Is that what it is?
Ministry
Yeah, where he's
Gentleman-
just a meatbag in that. And then the other
Yes.
one was I think he was in Batman. Not Batman Begins. Batman and Superman. He's in one of the
Was
Batman
he?
movies. He plays a random henchman in there too, or a prisoner
I wonder
or
if
whatever.
it's the Batman.
Could
No,
be.
he's in Smallville.
Yes,
Okay,
he was
there-
in
maybe
Smallville.
that's-
Yeah, I know he was in Smallville. Yep. But either way, Captain Atom, I think he would do good. Next up is Dr. Fate. I have Hugo Weaving, Elderond himself. You guys looking him up? I see everybody Googling
It
things.
sucks though that I think doesn't.
Yeah, I just keep
anyone-
making I'm better with faces and names.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You can
Right?
look these guys up. I'll give you guys time.
It's too bad because I think Hugo Weaving's had like health issues recently too.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
it's true.
really?
But you know
Yeah.
what? If he just dubs the voice for the helmet, would be cool.
Yeah.
Because Hugo Weaving has a
Yeah.
very specific voice. You
Yeah,
know what I
and,
mean?
I love
Yes,
his
he
voice.
does.
Was it intonation or the way Mr. Anderson? You know, he's got this.
Yep.
God, it's great.
Yeah. I love it.
Next up is Batgirl. I have Caitlin Deaver, our current Abby.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see
Right?
that.
Just dye her hair red. And,
I think she has quite a good build for Batgirl, to be honest. Yeah.
yeah, just dye her hair red and
Yeah.
she's good to go. She could be Barbara Gordon. Just don't put her in a wheelchair, I guess. Daniel says Dakota Johnson trying to master her craft. She's just trying to win another Emmy Award, but Aquaman is cool. Dr. Eggman is another one of these people Jamie had issues with. He's trying to be greedy, and now all of a sudden he wants the Chaos Emeralds, and he's trying to conquer the planet, and Sonic foils his plans.
Alrighty then.
So after Batgirl, we got Robin, Timothy Chalamet, that gorgeous little kid.
Yeah.
He's not a kid
Same
anymore.
dude.
He's like in his mid-20s now, but he still looks like he's a kid. Which
Yeah,
is crazy.
yeah.
So a
A
kid.
little baby face.
That's why he would work so well.
Yeah, I picture him as Tim Drake, that version of Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not the what the hell?
Dick Grayson is the original, and then
Who's more brooding, the one who became Nightwing.
yeah,
that
that's
was-
Dick Grayson.
That Grayson, yeah.
But no, I want him as the third Robin, Tim Drake. I think he would be perfect for that role.
Yeah.
Then I have the Huntress, Rosa Salazar. You might know her from Battle Angel Alita.
Oh, okay.
Maze Runner.
Yep, Maze Runner. She would run around basically with a crossbow and kill people in a black suit. I mean,
That's kind of what she was.
in Battle Angel, exactly. So I mean, it works, right? Lex Luthor. This one's popular. Billy Zane.
Yeah,
he was the.
I mean, he was an asshole as Rose's date on the Titanic.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
He already was Lex Luthor then. He is Lex Luthor now. He should be. I like him. I think they totally missed an opportunity not casting him.
Yeah, that's true.
Next up is Bane, Dave Bautista.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that's-
like him. Yeah.
Put a
Yeah.
luchador mask on the guy and he's ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's perfect. Sinestro, here's a British actor for you. For Sinestro, Tobias Menzies.
Do I know?
Oh yeah.
As soon as you see him, you'll recognize him.
Outlander.
Yeah, as soon as you see him, you'll recognize him.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
I always know him as the doofus in Game of Thrones, the one who lost the castle because of his wedding night bullshit.
He's an Outlander.
Yeah, he's actually a really good actor. He plays a lot of period dramas. If you
That's
look
probably
at his,
what. Oh,
Yeah.
Casino Royale.
yeah. But I mean, as Sinestro, all he has to do is be pompous and kind of like lording himself over others, right? You know,
Yeah.
I feel like it would work. Next up is General Zod, Tom Hardy. Who doesn't love Tom Hardy? And Tom Hardy can be angry and mean
Yes.
and fighty. And that's what General Zod is.
As much as I like him as Bane, but yeah.
I think he would be good as General Zod. I think it would work.
Oh, yes.
After that, I have two versions. I have the old version of the Joker, Willem Dafoe, and the young version of the Joker, Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah.
I'd go just for the Bill Skarsgård.
If they did flashbacks between the two, they almost look alike. Willem Dafoe and Bill Skarsgård pretty much have the same eyes and mouth.
Yes.
Yeah, they would do so good. I'm surprised they've never done it.
Both of them would be great Jokers.
Mm.
I mean, they wanted William Dafoe forever.
I've been calling for Willem Dafoe, yeah. Especially with the Ben Affleck, the older Batman, when they were doing the Snyderverse. I think Willem Dafoe would have been perfect. They would have, I mean, it would have been...
Also, didn't they make the Joker look like him in the Arkham games?
I think they did, yeah.
That might be... I don't know. I know some people did mods for it like once, but...
Okay, I'll have to look. Hold on.
He could do amazing Joker, he could.
Yeah.
Or he just looks like that Joker in the game, I guess.
Yeah, it's that grin, right? It's all about that grin.
It's the grin. He's got such a... Yeah, it would be perfect. And the other guy would be as well.
And he's very theatrical when he talks with his hands, and he talks, you know, he has the body language when he performs, you know, especially like in movies like Boondock Saints and stuff like that.
Yeah. Was
Like
it Green Goblin or something?
From the game, right?
Yeah, it does look like him. It does.
Look like him.
Now look up Bill Skarsgård as Joker. Look at some of the things that people have created, like some of the art. It also looks creepy.
I think I'm
Whoa.
Doesn't it? It looks creepy as hell.
They basically combined Pennywise and like the Joker.
Yeah. Yeah, you do that quite well.
I could totally see it. Next up, we got Riddler, Harry Lloyd. You might have to look him up.
I have to agree with that one. Like,
Harry Lloyd
granted,
is
Jim
more.
Carrey did a great.
Yeah, Harry Lloyd often plays supporting roles in most of the stuff he's in.
Yeah.
But I think pushing him to the forefront, he could pull off the Riddler. Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say he was in Game of Thrones, yeah.
Theory of Everything. Okay, I saw that. He looks familiar.
I think he could pull off the Riddler. I think he would do good.
Yeah, I think he could do it.
After that is Scarecrow, David Tennant, Doctor Who himself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Right?
Because, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
You just need somebody to be a scary psychiatrist.
Yeah, he can do that. He can do...
Especially after seeing him do Purple Man on Jessica Jones. I was like, yeah, I'm convinced.
He can do scary. You can also feel sorry for him, too, so that'll help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just... Yeah, I like that.
Definitely.
After that, we got Killer Croc, Winston James Francis.
Yeah, I was thinking, where have I seen this guy before?
This guy's big. He's big. Like, I'm pretty sure he's like 6 foot, like 6'7" or something. 300 pounds. He's a big dude.
7 foot tall.
7 foot tall. Yeah,
wow.
He is big. Now imagine him with the crocodile makeup on.
Yeah,
100%. I know him from something.
I know. I've seen him somewhere recently.
I think he would be pretty beastie as Killer Croc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine that. He'd make a good one.
Could you imagine being 7 foot tall, though?
No.
Oh my god, you could get anything.
That'd be insane.
That's 2 Sarahs. No.
I mean, I'm 5'5", so that's like that's 9. I don't know.
It's just so
Yeah,
bad.
like you and I are the same height, so trust me,
Yeah.
it's like ice scraper.
Yeah, right.
Reach anything you wanted to.
You could pick up your head with one hand, just lift you off the ground. After that, I have Two-Face. I have John Hamm. Madman John Hamm himself.
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Because
Seeing with that half mask. and that on.
I've seen
I
him
could
play Two-Faced characters. I mean, even what's his what was his name in Mad Men?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Even there, he kind of he would be really good. I think.
Yeah, because I mean, first and foremost, Two-Face is a district attorney, right? So he's got to be able to do the justice thing, and then he's got to go angry. Which, if you saw Baby Driver, he's very perfectly about losing his control in the movie Baby Driver. You know, he fucking like loses his shit in that movie, and that's pretty much what happens to Two-Face, right?
Yep.
Up next is Deathstroke. Is Ansem Mount. He's currently Captain Pike on Star Trek: Strange New Worlds.
Oh, I can see that.
He's also played Black Bolt in the
Yes.
MCU.
Yeah.
I think it works.
Oh.
Just put him in a ninja costume.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now I know who he is.
She also has that
So back in
I wish I had his hair. That's all I
2002.
know. I want his hair.
2002. I'm going to take you all back. All right.
Okay.
Crossroads. Remember that?
Britney
Yeah.
Spears.
The Britney Spears movie. Yes.
Unfortunately.
That was Ben. That was the kid. That was the guy that was driving them around the states.
Oh
What?
God, I'm sure he wants to forget that
It's
too.
funny 'cause I remember. Was it Zoe Saldana's in that, and Taryn Manning, I think's her name.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
All
crazy.
of them went on to have better careers.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
It was like this horrible movie, but
Yeah.
it's still like nostalgia.
Right.
Mm.
All right. Next up is Dark Side, and I chose this one mostly for the voice alone. Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
Ooh.
like,
Yeah, I definitely see that.
Put extra bass on his voice, and I mean, he's an evil
Well, I
god.
yeah.
If they did him, they'd do it kind of like they did with Thanos, so it would be a lot of
Right.
the CG mocap anyway. So yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. So that's why I picked him mostly on his voice alone. The same with Gorilla Grodd. I picked Jeffrey Wright because Jeffrey Wright sounds like an intellectual every time he speaks, and that is what Gorilla Grodd is.
Well, he's the Watcher,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah. Jeffrey Wright
And,
has that voice that always sounds like everything he says is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was also the American agent in James Bond.
Yep. Felix Leiter.
Yep.
Yeah, so I have him as Gorilla Grodd. For the Anti-Monitor, I have Peter Mensa. He's quite an older actor. If you don't know who he is, you'll recognize him as soon as you see him.
Mm.
Ah, yeah. I haven't seen him in a bit. He was in the Mummy Returns, right? That's the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in quite a lot of movies.
Yeah.
The most recent one was that Spike Lee film from like 2 or 3 years ago about those Vietnam vets.
Okay.
Well, he was just in Gladiator too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was also in Gladiator 2. That's right. He's one of
Yeah, I
the.
see that.
He
That's
plays
right.
the adoptive father for whatever, the Gladiator.
Mm.
Yeah.
Next up, I have Captain Cold, Nikolaj Coster-Waldau, which is
Yeah.
the Golden Lion himself from Game of Thrones, Jaime Lannister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right?
Okay.
Put him in a parka, make him shoot frosty beams at people. Good enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next, I have Raish Al Ghul, Farhan Tahir. You'll actually recognize this guy, but you won't. You will never have known his name. But
No,
you'll be like, I've seen this guy in everything.
I heard Tahir. What was the first name?
Farhan, Faran.
F.A.
Ran. He always plays the Middle Eastern guy in every movie.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
have him as Raish Al Ghul. Perfect, right? Put him in a
Yeah.
cloak, make him all sinister. Why not, right? Now here, You were talking about Thanos before. Vandal Savage, Josh Brolin. But Josh
Yes.
Brolin, full beard, long, shaggy hair,
Yes.
unwashed for 3 weeks. Josh Brolin, covered in grease from cleaning his truck.
I feel like they used his face for him. Look at him.
For Vandal Savage, could be.
I mean, maybe not, but that's.
Yeah, but
Josh
right. I mean, if you pretty much didn't wash Josh Brolin for a month, he would kind of look like that, right? He'd be feral
He
Josh
would.
Brolin. It would work, right?
Yes.
Now this would also be more of a CG character, but Doomsday Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like
Right?
him. I think he can do that.
Yeah.
Just down tune his voice a little bit, but he could definitely pull off Doomsday, right?
Would he be British? I guess it doesn't matter, but like
He could do American. He could do a very monotone voice.
Yeah, I mean,
If you
he's
watch
done- I
the
know,
Dark Tower, he pretty much has no accent in Dark Tower.
or in like The Wire, he's good. I feel like he should keep the accent because then he's
A British
completely.
Doomsday.
Or would that be too like typical?
No, it'd be kind of cool. I've never seen it before. Doomsday usually just growls and shit. So
Yeah.
So like a classy Doomsday.
right,
Yeah.
That would be a nice change of pace.
That'd be
yeah, it would be
interesting.
different, right?
I could see that.
All right, next up, we've got another weaving for Harley Quinn, Samara weaving.
I do like this
Yeah.
one a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
Right, I love her in The Babysitter. Is probably my favorite movie with her in it. And Ready or Not was pretty good too. But I think she's adorable. I think she's crazy, and I think she could pull it off. If it
Would you
wasn't Samara Weaving, I would also consider Margaret Qualley.
No, that would be good.
Okay.
Can she keep the Australian accent?
I don't care.
Okay.
If you cast Samara Weaving, I don't care what she does. Just put her in the jester suit, skin tight. I'm happy.
Of course you are, Tim. Of course you are.
No, but seriously, I think she's a great actress. I think she could really pull it off. And she's probably she's very much alike to Margot Robbie, so it wouldn't really be too far off from that,
Yeah, because she can do crazy, she can do funny,
Right. Like I said, I loved her in The Babysitter. Babysitter is basically somebody like that, right? Somebody who has like who flashes between normal and psychotic, right? Because she turns out to be the evil devil worshiper, whatever. Anyways, next up, Talia al Ghul. I have Amber Rose Riva. You might know her from season 2 of The Punisher. She was Agent Madani.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I could
I
see
see
that.
Steve Googling over there.
Okay. Yeah. That's who I thought you were talking
For
about.
Talia al Ghul, I think she's good. She's got the action chops. She's got the dramatic chops. I think she could pull it off, especially if they go down that route of her being a love interest to Bruce Wayne, Batman. Given that I want Richard Madden for that, I think those two would have really good chemistry. Next up is Mirror Master, David Dastmalchian. I know he already played Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad, but I still think as Mirror Master, he would be hilarious.
And he's done a bunch of comic book stuff. Like, he was in.
He's in the MCU as 3 different characters.
Yeah. So he can just play anything.
Yeah.
He's good.
He could just go anywhere.
Yeah. So I mean, I think he's awesome.
Put him anywhere and he's good.
Well, he was in the Dark Knight, right? He was the one who was the Joker, like put the bomb in.
Yep. And he's the one who testifies at the no, he's not the testifier guy. But yeah, he is the one that is who had the makeup on and stuff in the truck. You're right. Next up, I have Reverse Flash, Timothy Olyphant. Especially the way he looks now with his silver hair and the gruffed 3-day beard. I think he would look perfect for the role, but also he can play the sinister character.
Yeah.
Also you kind of want to like him because he's charming,
He was Ghostface. He can
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's be perfect for the role. Hugo Strange, Stephen Merchant. You know him too.
I've seen
Yeah.
it, and
He would
there's
be
a lot of stuff with Ricky Gervais.
as a crazy, asylum warden. I think he would be perfect.
Yeah, that would be good. Definitely.
He was most recently in the
Yeah,
Loki series, I believe.
yeah. Jose, this guy. Oh, what was that?
Oh yeah.
Then for Black Mask, I have Rami Malek. Black Mask, it just has to be a ruthless gangster. Rami Malek has the chops to do it. If he needs to less Oscar, more enjoy acting. Just throw himself into the acting part, not worry about winning awards. And I think Rami Malek can do better.
He can.
Yeah. For Cheetah, Jamila Al-Jamil from The Good Place.
Yeah.
Tahani. All she needs to be is tall, wear the cheetah outfit, and punch and kick people. I mean, she did the same thing in She-Hulk, right? She was a giant, Giganta or whatever. So, I mean, I think she's perfect. Solomon Grundy, Rory McCann, the Hound from Game of Thrones, as a big undead zombie man, right?
Definitely.
Yes.
After that, I have Clayface, Bill Hader.
I like that.
Bill Hader is to me. Bill Hader is a young Jim Carrey. He's a rubber-faced clown, and I think
like Barry too, where he has the dynamic.
Right, and if they do the storyline of Basil Karlo's Clayface, where he's like a failed actor who uses that stuff to change his face, from the original Batman the Animated Series and stuff, Bill Hader would be perfect for that role. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I've seen him. He can do horror, right? We saw him in It Chapter 2, so I think it would be awesome. Now here's a great one. Bizarro Superman, Bruce Campbell.
I totally agree with that one.
Groovy.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to see it happen. Just want to see Bruce Campbell in some Superman tights, pissing off whoever the current Superman is, Black Adam, Manu Bennett. You might know him as Deathstroke from the original Arrow TV series.
Okay.
I think he would be pretty cool as Black Adam. A foil for Shazam there. Metallo, I have Tom Ellis, who you might know as Lucifer from the show Lucifer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
He basically needs to be a ruthless mercenary who gets blown up and then turned into a Terminator, essentially, right? And I think Tom Ellis has that appeal, that sinister,
he does have that capability,
shady character appeal, right? He looks like one of those people who would run a private military group.
Definitely.
Mongol.
I picked Brian Thompson. If you guys don't know what he looks like, look at his face and tell me that this guy doesn't look like a villain.
Yeah.
He just.
Oh,
yeah, he does.
There you go, Steve's video. But I mean, you look at Brian Thompson's face and you go, "That's a villain." And so I have him as Mongol, which is basically just a giant purple and blue guy who lives in space and beats people up. He's DC's Thanos,
Sounds cool.
Killer Frost, I have Rooney Mara.
Yeah.
I feel like she's good at playing killer women.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially in films like The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and whatnot.
She'll need some redemption after that Fantastic Four travesty.
Yeah, that's true. Well, no, that's Kate Mara. You're confusing her sister.
Oh, never mind.
Rooney Mara is the one that's dating Joaquin Phoenix right now.
Even better then.
Yeah, she's a lot more, whatever, a higher class actress, I would say. And
what wasn't A Nightmare on Elm Street like her debut or around? That movie was pretty bad.
Yeah, the first, the remake, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Swamp Thing, Norman Reedus.
I still want to meet him.
Yeah.
He is a great guy. I met him the one time. And
I know.
multiple times, but one time period, I should say. But no, he's a great guy. He's funny. He's very, very humble, very sarcastic, but he's a good guy. And I just, as Swamp Thing, you know, I could totally see him. He's very, like, the person is a very environmental friendly person as it is, right?
Yeah.
So having him play like a type of character who gives a shit about the environment, I think would be great. Now, is there any other characters or actors you would like to see in DC?
Power Girl.
Power Girl. Who would you like to see as Power Girl?
What? Who I would like to see? I don't even know, because you need someone. You need someone who's kind of got that sarcastic sense of humor. They have to be a comedic actor.
And double D's. Holy shit.
I mean, yeah, you'd get like. Well, I guess Sydney Sweeney, but that's too out in the nose. I think she might be too short too.
I don't really like Sydney Sweeney. I think she's pretty and she's a funny person. Like, I don't have anything against her as a person. She plays the same character in every movie. Is more what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not an
She's
Immaculate.
very much typecast.
Immaculate, she was okay, but that movie was kind of boring.
It was decent though.
Yeah, but she still hasn't really shown me what she can do yet, if that makes sense. Like, I need to see more of her before I would say, you know, she's like, because Madam Web was not a good example.
No, I mean, in Euphoria, she gets pretty intense.
Euphoria, but that's not. I'm talking about more like. I should say I need to see more examples of her in an action dramatic role in that kind of sense. Not. I mean, yes, she can do probably dramatic. She can do the crybaby teenager thing. Yes, but Power Girl is like a power. She is.
Yeah, I know.
An alternate reality version of Supergirl, right? She is like the powerhouse.
Yeah, she's too short, actually.
Stoic, whatever. She needs to be intimidating, I should say. Sydney Sweeney is too sweet to be intimidating, in my opinion. Oh no, all of you guys still there? Oh, there he goes. Oh, okay. Everybody froze for a second. I'm like, I killed you all when I dissed Sydney Sweeney.
Sound on my side. Yeah.
I dissed Sydney Sweeney, and now everybody's dead.
She's too short for the role. Actually, you know what? Gwendolyn Christie would probably be a really good Power Girl.
That would be interesting. I love Gwendolyn Christie. I loved her. I don't know if any of you guys have watched the latest season of Severance, but when she popped up in that show, I was fucking like, oh my god, it's Brienne of Tarth. You know, I was super hyped. And she had her little goat.
She can be dramatic. She can be funny. She's the height for it. So she'd be an interesting Power Girl, actually.
Yeah, she needs a little bit more prominent roles. Like, they always cast her in a like, even with Star Wars, you know, I was hyped to see her as Captain Phasma, whatever. And then they basically hid her under a helmet and then killed her off as quickly as possible. And I was kind of disappointed by that. I was like, oh man, you know, I really wanted to see what she could do, you know, in this universe.
Mm.
So, any other characters? Any other actors?
Oh, I do want to see Lobo.
See who?
Lobo.
Who'd you cast as Lobo? Jason Momoa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. Everybody wants Jason Momoa as Lobo. But now, see, that is okay to me. Because Lobo is a biker dude bro, right? So Jason Momoa's acting totally fits that character. I just hated him as Aquaman.
Oh, I liked him as Aquaman.
I think he was the worst Aquaman ever. Oh, there's another one. Alan Ritchson, who I said Captain Adam, he played Aquaman in the failed TV pilot. Way back in the day. He was a blonde, and he was blonde Aquaman in there. Anyways, well, I think that's pretty much it, right? Anybody else want to say anything? Any news? Any stuff they'd like to share with all the people watching?
Oh, since I missed out, I am looking forward to Lilo and Stitch. I know
none of us were.
Really? I'm not for the remakes or whatever. I don't care one way or another. But this one actually looks like they look like they're doing a pretty good job with it.
Have they changed Stitch?
No,
they didn't change it. From the
so
first
he's
time
still that creepy, like horror-looking, devilish thing.
Yeah, I need to look this up.
I thought,
That's what they were. I'm staying out of this one. They were saying that that the Stitch from
He's
the new trailer
creepy.
looked creepy and looked gross and weird.
that's what he did. That's how he
Okay.
starts out. Don't you
That's
remember?
not how he
He
looks
starts out
now.
like weird looking, and then he transforms to be cuter, like in the movie, in the original.
He does, but this is like beyond that creepy.
Hang on. Are we looking at the same Stitch?
When I'm looking it up, it's not showing that image anymore. Oh, it's showing quite a cute one, so I think that it is different.
That could have just been early draft of him.
That must have been
But
a
also,
different.
a lot of
draft.
people were doing their own like Stitch AI things too, or Stitch designs. And again, at the beginning of the movie, he is supposed to look creepy, and then he cutesy-fies himself.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Since you want to see Little Stitch, is Ving Rhames in it? Does he play the agent guy?
No.
Damn it!
Yeah, I know he would have been good. I do like the guy from Ghostbusters. Actually, is that, and he actually looks. It works. I'm trying to think.
I just wanted
What's his
Ving
name?
Rhames back in there because Ving Rhames, when he talks, he's cool. I don't care. He's cool. You know what I mean? And I wanted the
Sarah,
cool.
now that I'm looking at him, now they have more clips of it. It's cuter.
I've just looked it up as well. It looks a lot cuter than what he was before. I don't know what I've seen was him before. Maybe we did see just concept one. But it was.
I don't know, but it was creepy as hell.
Yeah, it must have been out there because you've seen the same one as me. It was well weird.
I think I know what you're talking about. But yeah.
Yeah, he looks quite cute. So I take back what I said. He looks good.
So yes, I can take my kids to go see it now.
Yes, be safe.
Any other ones you wanted to see? Yes. You wanted to see, Steve? Jesus Christ, it's like a tongue twister. What the fuck?
Clown in a cornfield?
You've been talking too much.
Yeah, I know, right? Clown in a cornfield, huh? What,
Yeah.
I didn't know too much about it, so what do you know about
I didn't either. It involves like a small rural town that, well, it's kind of like now where like the tariffs are hitting and there's a lot of anxiety and frustration, and then a clown appears, so it's supposed to represent that, I guess. But it's directed by the guy who did Tucker versus Dale and Zombieland, those two movies. So that's what I figure it's going to be in the vein of.
Okay. I definitely love Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I thought that movie was hilarious. Zombieland, I loved it when it first came out.
More topical.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm looking forward.
I loved Zombieland when it first came out, but upon rewatches, it's grown stale on me. Oh no, you guys are blanking out again. I'll let it catch up here. Hold on. Oh, maybe not. Wah, wah, wah. We got robot noises coming into the chat. We've been taken over, folks. We've been taken alive by the aliens and the robot people. Elon Musk is coming for my channel. You guys hear me?
Or am I breaking up? Are you breaking?
Oh, now I can hear you.
I mean, so if I don't
There you go. Now I can hear you guys. All right, we're gonna wrap it up anyways here, real quick, and then we can all.
out for me, I can't hear anything.
Can you not hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna wrap it up here
Yes.
anyways. Before Elon
Going
Musk
on and off. for me.
zaps us all and kills us with his robotic powers.
Yeah.
So Sarah and I will be live tomorrow on Twitch as usual, playing Repo with our friends. And then of course, every week, Mondays and Fridays, videos will drop. I also recently uploaded 200 shorts to our channel. One will release every day for the next few months. So look forward to all those. There's a lot. I'm done for a while. But yes, a big thank you for Sarah for joining our family here. Everybody, a little bit of applause here. You know, we're glad to have her. Her first video will drop on Monday.
Exciting.
So make sure you guys give that some love, share it with your friends, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. You know, feel free to reach out to us on all sorts of social media stuff. And if you guys here want to plug your guys' personal stuff, go for it right now.
Yeah.
Somebody start. Nobody?
I always forget
No.
mine.
Jamie,
I think
you
it's
go
just my
first.
You always forget yours. Okay, so which one do you want? Because I got like everything.
Plug whatever you want people to follow you on.
On Insta, you can either do Fat Ninja Studios or even on Threads, Fat Ninja Studios. And then you can follow me at Jamie Beach 16 on Insta. The same with TikTok. So you can find me everywhere there.
All right, Steve.
Yeah, and I'm Steven Eifler on Instagram. It's actually.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
You know how to spell it.
Perfect.
He looks just like his picture, doesn't he, folks?
I know, wild, right?
And what about you, Sarah?
CSEA_J94 on Insta and Facebook. Main thing I use.
Oh, there you go. There you go, guys. Follow all these people. Give them love, shout outs, likes, shares, subscribes, all that stuff. And yeah, we will catch you guys soon. Stay loosey, stay goosey. And we love you all. Thank you for being part of this. Adios.
Bye.
Bye-bye.